Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. On this Cricket Happening show, it is going to be the 4 days play in the first Test match between Sri Lanka and the West Indies, where West Indies declared the innings close today at 223 for 7, declared thus setting 453 runs for victory for the Lankans. One knew that this was something which was definitely an impossible task. But so far, if you look at it, the Sri Lankans have finished the day, that is on the fourth day, at 176 for 3. The target is 453. They still require 277 runs. It was possible due to a wonderful effort from Kusal Mendis, who was unbeaten on 94. And let us understand one thing. This was his, if I'm not wrong, it was his third century. But Mendes has the ability to go and play some long innings. 170. He has also had 190 to my reckoning. And I think it's a sort of definitely one understands that West Indies are definitely favourites, but 277 runs with they had Chandimal retired hurt, so Chandimal is still yet to come. He was sick and he retired hurt, so he is still there in the locker for Sri Lanka. And then they have Kusal Mendis and they have Niranjan Dikwala. So not much of batting to come for sure, but one can say that Kusal Mendis has staged. He has played wonderfully well. Well, we'll come back to that later, and also if at all there is not much of cricket news to really look forward. Yes, there's one thing that one is looking forward to, or Afghanistan are looking forward to, is the historical first Test match which is coming up between Afghanistan and India. Well, we'll come back to that later. So let's talk about this game. So the third day's play, we saw Kieron Powell, who was really going on in a serene fashion yesterday. Today it was a different Kieron Powell who was pretty tentative, and it resulted in he being out for 88 with 7 fours and 2 sixes. And then Dowrich also could not contribute much. Lairu Kumara was the one who nipped his wicket, getting him LBW for 13. So let's have a look at how Kieron Powell got out. Now Kieron Powell, as I said, compared to yesterday, he was looking pretty tentative at the crease, and he made 88 runs. Now this was a ball from Pereira, which he was trying to flick off his toes, and in the process he could not keep the ball down. There was the substitute Jeffrey Van der Sey, who really dived forward and grabbed a good catch in front of square. So that was the wicket of Kieron Powell. After that, Shane Dowrich, the centurion in the first innings, did not have much to do at all. He was gone for 13. Now this was a very good ball from Lairu Kumara, the young pace bowler. Got the ball to pitch on the middle stump, and the ball actually kept going. It held its line and it was all over. It was hit the pad of Dowrich, and there was no hesitation on the part of the umpire to give the marching orders to Dowrich. Dowrich was gone. LBW ball Kumara for 13 with 1 boundary. Jason Holder was the one who gave some sort of real impetus to the innings with an innings of 39 of 40 deliveries, which included 4 fours and 1 6. He was a victim of the bowling of Rangana Herath. Now he was, even though Holder reviewed it, there was nothing in between, and there was no edge on the bat, and he was told to go as well. Now this was Rangana Herath getting the ball to pitch in line, and the ball was hitting the off stump. So Holder was gone. LBW Herath for 39 of 40 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. And then finally Bishu and Roach were at the crease. Roach were at the crease with Bishu not out 16 with 2 fours and Roach not out 11. In fact, the Jason Holder, the West Indian captain, declared the innings closed. Probably wanted to keep a lot of time to bowl out the Sri Lankans, and I thought that was the right move as well. 223 for 7. Jason Holder applied the declaration even before the second new ball could be claimed. Um, and um, and that really, sorry, it was, Jason applied the declaration 223 for 7, which set the Sri Lankans a target of 453 runs to win this first test match. Now, tomorrow is the final day, as we all know. So, bowling, well, nothing to talk about. 3 for 40 for Lairu Kumara. Once again, impressed in the second innings as well. Impressed with the ball, no doubt about it. Lairu Kumara took 3 wickets for 40 runs. Lairu Kumara. And as far as Sri Lanka were concerned, they were given a target of 453 runs to actually win the match. So there was some time for them to do that. They had one full day tomorrow, which is coming up, and also they had 2 sessions in which to do it. In fact, the declaration by the West Indians came after lunch, or just before lunch, I suppose, and so they had 2 full sessions to really weather the West Indian bowlers. Well, the start was not good. Kusal Mendis was opening with Kusal Perera. Kusal Perera once again failed with the bat. As far as Kusal Perera was concerned, now this was a ball from Shannon Gabriel, which was outside the off stump, but basically the ball was coming into Pereira, pitching outside the off stump, and it was Dilruwan Pereira actually trying to flick it towards the on side, and the ball took the leading edge, and it was Smith who actually had his hands on the ball, and he was caught by first slip. So Pereira was gone. Caught Smith, bowled Gabriel for 12 with 2 boundaries. Chandimal came in, and Kusal Mendis, on the other hand, was playing with lots of confidence. He was defending well, and he was also playing some exquisite strokes as well. As we know, Kusal Mendis is a talented bloke in this Sri Lankan team, and he was showing us why with his wide variety of strokes as well. Dinesh Chandimal came in, and he eked out 15 with 1 boundary before he fell sick because of the intense heat there in West Indies, and Chandimal was going back to the pavilion. So basically Chandimal is still, tomorrow his time will come to resume the batting, but he retired hurt with a score on 15. Angelo Matthews came in to give company to Kusal Mendis at the fall of after Chandimal retired hurt, and then we had a partnership developing between Kusal Mendis and Angelo Matthews, which added 74 runs to the good, and that was a good partnership because Angelo Matthews was definitely the hope, no doubt about it. Well, Angelo Matthews definitely tried his best, but that was said, he was a victim of the bowling of Jason Holder. Now, Matthews, as I said, he has this sort of shuffle to the offside, and the ball was on the middle stump, and Matthews was trying to work the ball through the onside, but in the process he probably he got a very, very feeble, I would say feeble, like a sort of a feeble touch onto the ball, a deflection, I would say, feeble deflection, and Dowditch behind the stumps did the rest. And Matthews, that was a big wicket for the West Indies, as he could have been a sort of thorn in the scheme of things, but Matthews was gone. Caught Dowditch, bowled Holder for 31 with 3 boundaries. Roshan Silva walked in into the crease to join Kusal Mendis. The score read 123 for 2 at that stage when Matthews was gone, and Roshan Silva, well, he made 14 runs. And now this was not a good stroke from Roshan Silva. Bishu, the leggy, was the bowler. The ball actually sort of stopped, and in the process Silva was not a good shot. The ball was a bit short as well, and Silva was trying to actually work the ball towards the mid-wicket region, and well, the ball just took the edge and popped up into the air, and it was straight a dolly catch into the hands of the bowler Bishu, and it was the Roshan Silva was a goner, cotton ball Bishu for 14, and finally when stumps were drawn for the day, Kusal Mendis was standing there, not out on 94 with 9 fours and 2 sixes. Night watchman Gamage was yet to score and 176 for 3. So, as I said, they still have 277 runs to actually go and win the match. And also, let's also talk about one thing here. The other day I was telling the ball was turning, but today one could not see the sort of turn that one would have expected after looking at the way the ball was turning on the third day at Port of Spain. It did not turn as much, which was a bit surprising. So one does not know how the pitch is going to behave. Tomorrow is the final day. There will definitely be a lot of footmarks which would have been formed, and one would expect Devendra Bishu, Roston Chase to go and actually take advantage of those. But one has to, as I said, 277 runs. They have Kusal Mendis there at the center, who has this ability of playing long innings. So he would be the sort of the real key for them, and he would be expected to actually go and play a long innings on the final day. And also Dinesh Chandimal will come back to resume his innings after retiring hurt on 15. And then they have Vinoshan Dikwala. So not a lot of batting to come after that, but these three would be the one on which Sri Lanka can revolve their hopes if at all they want to win this first test match. But definitely looking at things with the final day, and I'm sure there could be some definitely more turn tomorrow, I reckon, on the final day. Devendra Bishu and Roston Chase would be the ones to go and exploit it. Bowling, so 277 still to get, and Kemar Rose 10 overs none for 44, Gabriel 10.2 overs 44-1, Holder 10 overs 4 men 1 for 18, Cummins none for 22 was wicketless today, and then Kemar Rose was wicketless. Bishu had one return, 1 for 32, and Roston Chase. So definitely the match is very well set up. At least Sri Lanka have done one good thing, is that they have really put the match in the balance right now, because 277 runs in a day is gettable, and besides that but it all depends on the batting. The batting resources are not much for Sri Lanka, I'm afraid to say that, but I think West Indies, to me, are still holding the edge, but one never knows in cricket as to what would lie in store tomorrow at Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, so that is as far as the 4 days play was concerned in the first test match between West Indies and Sri Lanka. Now, talking about just a cricket news, as you know, one is waiting for the historical test match between Afghanistan and India to begin. It is going to happen this week, with the coming week, that is the next week, I would say. Asghar Stagzai, the captain of the Afghanistan cricket team, has spoken with a lot of confidence. He has said that he has given a lot of confidence to his spinners, Mujibur Rahman, Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi, and he has gone on to say that Afghanistan spinners are much superior to the Indian spinners, and he has also mentioned the names of Ashwin and Jadeja. So definitely these are confident words coming in from the Afghanistan skipper, and the Afghanistan skipper, definitely I'm happy to see that is a sort of a gung-ho attitude coming in from the Afghanistan captain with the historical test coming up, and that is something which, it could also boost the morale of their Afghanistan spinners as well. And they are all different spinners. Mohammad Nabi is an off spinner. Rashid Khan is a right arm leg spinner. Rashid Khan has never played in any 4-day, not played in much of any 4-day matches. So he has only played in the version of T20 and ODIs. So this is going to be a sort of new thing, but I think I have a feeling that Afghanistan spinners, even though Indians are good players of spin, one really feels that these Afghanistan spinners would be quite a force to reckon with for India, and one has to wait and watch as to what really comes up. But these are strong words coming in from the Afghanistan skipper Asghar Stanikzai on the eve of the first Test match, which is coming up between Afghanistan and India at Bangalore. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that sums up this effort of mine on this cricket show for today, and hope to see you all tomorrow on my next cricket happening show. That would be on a Sunday. Until then, it's good night.